Welcome, welcome to Film Study and All American podcast with Lexi. I'm Lexi. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, rate the podcast 5 stars, comment your thoughts, all of that good, amazing things that you all do all of the time. Here in this episode, me and Monda are going to predict. We did our predictions already, but we also wanted to preview as we got more information and the synopsis. We finally got the synopsis. So we're doing updated predictions and a preview of episode 508. Feels so good, and so I'm really excited for it. Monda, are you ready?
I'm ready as best as I ever can be. I am ready.
First of all, I just want to start with this again. We the first time we did our predictions, we didn't have the synopsis, we didn't really have a good trailer. Obviously we didn't have the promo pics. We still don't have the promo pics because
Right.
the CW was probably going to be released in a couple days. But we just have more information and we have more to give you all. And so I know my predictions have updated themselves. I don't know about you, Monda.
Hmm.
Your predictions have updated themselves as well. So yeah, we're excited
Yeah.
to give you this. This is a lot of explanation up front.
Do what you gotta do, sis.
I know. We're trying different things in 2023, just not
The
not getting
Jordan
straight
year.
into it, but chilling. Doing a soft launch. A soft launch into the content. Cool. So, Feel So Good episode 508. The most recent thing I've done is the season 1 rewatch series that
Hmm.
I'm doing with our Leslie reactions and Naj. And it's so interesting to go all the way back to season 1 and then to come to things like this where I'm like 508, like I don't like where did the time go? It started even starting this podcast in season 3. It You know what I mean? It just feels like time has
It's
sped
flown
up.
by.
It's
Yes.
flown by. How are we already in season 5? And hopefully we get a season 6, and I think the last season should be season 7. That is my
I've
hope,
always
that it gets
predicted
at
the
least
last
to.
season was gonna be season 6, but that was me. I predicted that in season 3. So
Gotcha. And I said I think they could pull it off to 7, and this is before the CW had their
yeah.
changes and stuff like that. So it could be season 6, could be the last season, but I really hope they push it to a season 7 personally for me, because I think that would be fun. But anyway, season 5, 508 feels so good. The first episode of 5B. And I usually do this at the end, but this episode is written by Carrie Gutenberg, and Carrie is my girl. When I found out this episode was written by Carrie, I was like, I'm hyped now. Carrie, I still would love to have you on the podcast, by the way. By the way, just putting that out there. Ryan Zergoza also directed it. He directs a lot of episodes, I feel like. So yeah, Carrie wrote it, Ryan is directing it. But feels so good. Different places. When Laura throws Billy a surprise birthday party, everyone comes together to roast Billy, but Billy has a looming decision hanging over his head. Pause right here. I love when they I love when they just like put a name 20,000 different times, because you like get lost where you're like, yes, throws Billy. Everyone comes together to roast Billy, but Billy has, has a limited decision over his head. Anyway, Spencer makes an effort to do what's best for himself, hoping it helps Olivia and him take a steps towards moving on. Jamie offers some sage advice to Asher about his speech with JJ, but she ignores her own about watching out for red flags. Meanwhile, Jordan and Layla get in their first fight over something neither of them could have predicted. So let's do JJ and Asher first.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie. What do you think
Mm-hmm.
is happening with JJ, Asher, and Jamie?
JJ is probably feeling that he needs to reach out. I'm sorry, Asher's probably feeling like he needs to reach out to JJ because JJ has moved out and he hasn't really had any contact with them.
Mhm.
And they were probably going to be like picking up of like where the football players are type of thing, and so he has to do a connection with that, and Jamie is being his coach per se as to how he should lean into forgiving JJ and being there for JJ. And JJ may have signs of possibly issues with alcohol and other situations that he's not sharing, and at that
Mhm.
same time ignoring her health problems,
Right.
as she is trying to be super mom for Asher.
Yeah.
But yet
Or super girlfriend.
slash super mom. Yet
I always think it's weird when putting a mom label on a girlfriend. But I understand what you're saying. I
you know what
understand
I'm
what you're saying.
saying. Let's keep it real, keep it funky in this mug. Um, and like ignoring, because we see that in the promo video, she's like trying to catch her breath and things of that nature.
Mhm. And he
Uh,
like kneels down, yeah,
Yeah, he kneels
to
down in
help
front of
her
her.
out.
Yeah. So I think that she's been probably having some signs before and just ignoring them, thinking she'll get over it. And then it's coming to bite her. I really don't
Yes.
want anything to happen to her because I like her personally, but it seems to like her health is going to fade
Yes, her
and come
lupus
back.
is flaring up.
Yes.
I definitely think she's gonna have a lupus flare up, and that's what the red flags are. I
Hmm.
don't think that they are going to, I don't, I hate to get straight to the point, but I don't think that they're gonna kill her off because I think that it's really hard to find a character that works with the main cast, and I've said this plenty of times, but I'll say it again. That has like good chemistry with the rest of the cast who have already been established. It's not an easy task. It's not an easy task, and they found someone good in Maya, so I don't think that they're gonna let her go that easily. Uh, but I do think her lupus is gonna flare up, and there's gonna be a scare.
And then
Uh,
Asher's going to be
I
the
think
adulting boyfriend and be there for her. But go ahead.
right, right. I think I'm not even sure JJ is going to be in this episode, but I mean, he might be because they mentioned his name, but I don't think it's gonna be. I don't know if he's gonna be like a remaining presence in the episode, or we're gonna see him that much. Because I do think this is gonna be the first time he's been back since his grandiose exit and the very interesting things he said before he exited. But I think it's gonna be like you said, like this is the first time that he's talked to or seen the guys since that exit, and it's gonna be awkward. And honestly, I don't even he might show up to Billy's party, but part of me is just like, I don't even know if he's gonna end up showing up to
I
Billy's
don't think he
party.
is either. I don't think he's going to be present because sometimes they put people's names in a synopsis and they just reference like
Right,
Coop's
exactly,
mom and things
exactly.
of that nature. And he
Coop's
may
mom
be
is
in it.
one that I'm thinking of, and the only reason I feel like he might actually be present in the episode is because his name is here instead of just JJ.
Oh yeah,
Um,
because Hunter's name is
because
there.
it says Hunter Cloudus in the synopsis. But I again, I don't think it's going to be for long, and I don't even know if he'll end up going to the birthday party. But
Yeah, I
we'll
don't
see. But
think
I
he'll
do
be.
think it's gonna be him not being there and them having that first conversation since then.
Yeah,
Um, someone who is not in the synopsis, who I did say last year I wasn't gonna talk about,
the
but
op.
she was in the trailer, so we have to bring up this person, um, and her girlfriend Sky. Uh, I also think that part of the scenes that we saw were from episode 9. And so I think that when they're in the studio together, that's from
Yeah,
episode 9. But I think the op is going to continue to be the op. I don't, you
she
know,
she's gonna have an integral part as to why Spencer brings Alicia to the party. And for some reason, she's on the stage with Billy, like she knows Billy like that. They've never had a scene together.
it's very frustrating. It's
Like
very
y'all never
frustrating.
spoken to each other. So yeah,
I
but you're on the
literally.
stage with this man as if you know him.
But isn't that what she always does? And like, what did I say? The op is going to continue to be the op. That's what
Just,
she also
just
always
want to
does.
be
She did it.
seen and
She
be
did
in
it at.
places
She
that
did
you
it at
don't belong
prom, right?
in.
When she didn't even go to the school anymore.
Right. Just be in places you don't belong.
It's just taking over speeches that like have no there's no need to do this,
And
right?
I don't
Like
want to
I don't
hear, oh, she works with Laura, so she helped put the party on together and all this and stuff. I don't want to hear any of that when I watch this
correct.
episode. I don't want to hear any of that because if she finds her way on the stage and Jordan and Liv don't find their way on the stage with their dad, I swear to you, I am going off. Like, how the op is on the stage and his actual children he don't care about or talk to is not on the stage.
Yeah. I think Jordan and Liv are definitely gonna be present in some way for sure, for sure. Um but yes, that's the op and her GF. They'll just continue to be in people's business. Sky by default because she is with that girl.
Yeah. Them being in the studio is interesting because I think it has everything to do with patience as to
Uh,
why they're in the studio.
and no, I agree, and I just get them out of there as soon as possible, please. Anyway, anyway. And take down Coop's post like, and I don't even blame that on the character Layla. I'm like, set designers, this poster should have been gone ages ago. This poster
Because
should
it
have been
went
gone
double copper.
ages ago.
Because it went double copper, even though it was like,
You said turn around the penny. That's what it went.
yes. Even though this was like the first Layla's like first like artist to come out and things, I understand why that poster is up. Like
I
this is
don't
what I've
care, Layla.
done.
She did you dirty. Take it down.
Take it down, Layla. Put that stuff in storage and let it collect dust. Like take it down.
Exactly.
Take it
Exactly.
down.
But yeah, that's that. Uh Laura throwing Billy a party. Everyone roasting. First of all, Laura is amazing.
First of all, my mama Laura, I don't know why she's throwing Billy a party because the twins' birthdays are on
Because
that
she's
same
just
time. They
she
should get a party
is
instead.
a giving person. And I said this before. I know you said the twins' birthdays around the same time. They do a birthday a year, right? Season 1 Spencer, season 2 the twins, season 3 it was whose birthday was it?
No
Whose birthday was it?
one's.
It was no, it was Coops. It was Coops in season
Oh
3.
yeah,
And season 4 was Layla's
with
and now it's
Lele's.
it's Billy.
Billy's not that important for his birthday to be celebrated. I
Well,
said it.
tell that to the call sheet, okay?
I will put some call
Tell
sheet
that to the
too.
call sheet.
That man ain't that important for his birthday to be celebrated. We don't care about him like that. But okay, I get it. It's a backdrop.
Well, so anyway, I actually think leading into these other storylines, and we'll discuss Spencer and Olivia and Jordan and Layla. I actually think but it's both what we were given in the trailer and just my own personal thoughts. I think that each of these storylines for Olivia and Jordala are going to come almost as a direct result of this birthday party. What are your thoughts?
Correct. I truly believe so. I believe that this party is the backdrop setup for both of their respective relationships
Yes,
and
yes.
how they
So
show up as a couple or not a couple.
correct, correct.
Yep.
So let's start with Jordan and Layla. I know that you had some theory. Did you have a theory on Jordan and
Yes,
Layla?
I
Yeah.
do.
I was just like, I know you did. You said something about
Yeah,
it on
because a
Twitter.
certain
So what's
person
your
by the name
theory?
of Erica is mad at me because I said I'll wait to the podcast to share
Right.
my thoughts.
So
Um,
what's your theory here?
because it says Jordan and Layla get into their first fight over something neither of
Hmm.
them could have predicted.
Which I
So
think that neither of them could have predicted is basically a lie. But go ahead.
I agree. I agree. And it's basically the status of their relationship is what
Hmm.
they come to an argument at. As Layla has laid out to Jordan, and Jordan seems to not understand that she's okay with the status of just them two being in a relationship and no one knowing. She hinted to it when he said, I may go somewhere else. And she's like, that's great. Then we don't have to like be like in hiding or anything. We can just be freely and all of that. And so I think that she still wants to keep it safe away from that V group. I cannot say that full name. Um,
Literally, we'll never ever say that word again on this
Never say it
podcast.
again. And so for whatever reason, let it be her mental health, let it be the fact that she doesn't want them being their business, the fact that she
Hmm.
doesn't want their judgment, whatever reason for what Lele wished to
Yeah,
keep that between the
I
two of them.
love that you said like keep it safe. I think that is definitely where her mindset is at.
Yeah. And what for those reasons she wants to keep it like between the two of them as they're continuing to grow and prosper. The one person she believed they needed to know, she told her when she went to Princeton. Everybody else ain't none of their business at this moment. Now here's what Lele seemed to not understand. My fictional baby brother, although I want to give him up for adoption a lot of times, he lives out loud with his relationships. Even if he's dating multiple people, he tells them, I'm dating multiple of you. Like, I'm not keeping it a secret. He has always, in some point, in some way, have told Liv who he's dating, or she found out because she is Miss Nosy. But the fact of the matter is, he never hides his relationships or what he's doing. He never
Hmm.
hides it, and he very much is a present of this is who I'm with, this is what I'm doing, this is my truth. He's not like some people who say, "Hey, I love you, but let me go do this with someone else." No, he doesn't do stuff like that. Oops, did I just you shade somebody? I did. Like he literally lives out loud in his relationship. So they're both at odds of where they want to be. And I believe Jordan asked Lele to go to his dad's party as a couple. Like we going as a couple, we are who we are, and their argument is how they show up as a couple or not a couple at this party, which then is them also realizing where they are in the relationship and how they see each other as a
Yeah.
relationship. Like he does not want to be hidden, and she wants to continue to live in the safe bubble of the two of them. That is my theory.
Yeah, I have similar sentiments. Like I said, I think that this party, like you so eloquently put it, is a backdrop for all of this. And for some reason, I feel like the subject of plus twos is going to come up, and I think that the subject of plus twos, uh, or plus twos, what am I saying? Plus ones is going to come up, and it's going to come up with Liv, Jordan, and Layla. And I think you're right. I think Jordan wants to, be open and, sort of have this public, like we're going public at my dad's birthday party. And I think that Layla is not gonna be quite ready. And she might even, because we know she's a pretty logical thinker, she might even be like, I don't know if it's the right place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's gonna be your dad's birthday party. I don't wanna like have this be brought up in the middle of your dad's birthday party.
Yep.
I also think the things that are looming over their head in terms of, and this could be what they haven't predicted, in terms of we don't know if Layla knows about what JJ said about her. So this could also be brought up. In addition, his impending decision about, or the decision that he already made, which doesn't, no, we are not sure if he's going to follow through with it, but about moving schools. So I think all three of those parts are going to create a, you know, could contribute to this first fight that they're having. I do think that by the end of this, they're gonna be fine, and they're gonna make a plan to, they're gonna basically make a plan, they're gonna come to an agreement, they're gonna make a plan to tell people and say like, all right, this is our plan to say, you know we're finally gonna be out in the open. In our original predictions, I said most people will know by the end of 8. That's before we
Right.
got the synopsis and the trailer. And now that I see that, I don't know if most people will end up knowing by 8, but I do think this remains true, is that everybody will know by the end of 9.
I still say 10 or 11.
I
Um,
know you say 10 or 11, but I'm going to say everybody's going to know by the end of 9. Maybe one or two people will find out in this episode. Perhaps. Maybe that's Asher and Jamie. Who knows? We'll see.
our
Um,
audience clock Lexi because she says 9 now. I'm still saying it's 10 or 11. So, you know
but
what's
I always said it was like people will know by 9. Didn't I say that? The end of
no, you
9? And
said
I
the
just
end of
said,
8 because you was your
no, I said
hopeful
most
self.
people. I said I could check the transcript.
Your
I said
hopeful
most
self
people.
said you hope it was 8, but I believe you always said it's
That
11.
most people, but I said most people would. I was going back and forth on this point. No, check the transcripts. I did say most people will know by the end of 8.
Clock her, people. Clock her. I'm going to tell you this. it's interesting because Jordala's like relationship. Do I want to tell everybody? Should we keep it a secret? Is a parallel to when Spolivia had first got together. Liv wasn't
Hmm.
ready to say anything because of like she needed to tell Layla and what actual response would be. And Spencer was like, "Hey, I want the world to know." Blah 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 blah. And they told Jordan and Simone at his party at the same place. So
Right.
kind of somewhat parallels that same little storyline. But I still
I
say it's
agree.
11.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. We'll see when it happens. I still think it's everybody's gonna know by the end of nine, and I think that something that's overlooked is that the stakes are high for Layla, right? This is her who she calls right like her best friend and her real family like that are also semi involved, you know what I mean? And it's that like they will be impacted. And so she wants to approach this as carefully as possible, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that
You
goes
know
for
what?
her.
That's so interesting because that is her potential family, right? And she's trying to be cautious on how people may react or whatever. But someone else is dating and now an ex of someone of the potential family. He could care less how people responded to the things he did.
Well,
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. I just had to lay that out there. Layla, you go ahead
um
and do you in the best way possible because some people just don't care. So I appreciate that you care. Yep.
and with that being said, I guess we can move to Spencer and Olivia. Um, like I said, I think that the backdrop is going to be this birthday party, and I think plus ones will come up. And the way this synopsis is written, and I know you don't always trust the synopsis, but I think it's interestingly written in the sense that it says makes an effort to do what's best for himself, hoping it helps Olivia and him take steps towards moving on. Since this
When did
is
Liv ask for his help though?
correct, I agree. I
Did
agree.
my
I
sister
agree.
say, Spencer James, I need your help on how I move forward and how I heal from you breaking up with me days before Christmas?
Literally,
Sorry, y'all.
literally.
I had to just get that off my chest. But
I
go
just
ahead.
because people need to be reminded that he
They
broke up
need
with
to
that is
remind you of that.
something that just grinds my gears is that Spencer broke up with Olivia. People can debate all day long about why that is, what he
But he
said,
broke up with
XYZ,
her.
but he took the steps to do it. He said those words, and she did not. She actually literally said the opposite of those words.
But now
Anywho,
he
I
wants to
just
do
see I
ways
had
so
to get
that
that off my chest. I had to get
he,
that off.
and now he wants to find a way so they can move on. She did not
So
ask for
they could
his help, sir.
correct. And again, so I think it's gonna be around this whole plus ones conversation is perhaps if there is
Perhaps.
a plus ones conversation, I think that might be a vehicle to have this sort of conversation because he is like, oh, I feel like we both need to move on. Maybe he hears that Olivia is bringing a plus one or something. And so now he's just like, oh,
Well, he
she's
go
moving
hear it
on.
from a certain person.
Exactly. And so, yeah, that's what I think it'll be. Everybody's I that I have seen, a lot of people are making a big deal about this Spencer sort of trying to take the next steps with Alicia. And I just want to stress this point in my opinion is regardless of if he tries to take next steps with Alicia or not, Alicia is a temporary
She's a temporary, and she
character
know
and a
she
temporary relationship.
yeah, she's a temporary relationship. And at the beginning of that relationship, she knew that it was a temporary, not serious
Correct.
relationship. We don't
Exactly.
know what Alicia's thinking now because it's been like about maybe a month to a couple,
Yeah, maybe a
like
month or so.
yeah, a month or so. So her feelings may be different from when they were both nasty kissing each other after sleeping with other people and Valentine's Day. Yep, I'm putting that out there. Um, so her her demeanor may be different. Like he brings her around the house where people are there. He's gonna bring her to this party where she may think she got a special place in his heart. I
Mhm.
You never know what she was thinking until she tell us. But I find
What's the line that you hate? What that we were talking about with us?
the line, I kid you not. I didn't know if you tried to seduce me or heat me up or some stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like, I
set me
kid
on
you
fire.
not. If I hear that line, I'm clowning everybody. Because seriously, that
Hey, not too much on Carrie now. Not too much on Carrie.
I want that line nixed because it just does not sound right for that particular show. Like, y'all, it was nice about whether them talking about do they need to play games to or cards to get naked. By the way, mind
Right.
y'all, Spencer is basically not basically this Spencer is sleeping with this girl. And some
Yeah.
people got an issue with Liv texting somebody and smiling. Please
Oh,
help me.
really?
Yes. Sit.
No, no, see, now you got me on this point. All I'm
Sis.
gonna say, listen, Lay Livia
People.
5B is coming. I don't care what anybody says because I have always been 10 toes down
Yeah,
for
you
them. And
have.
Lay Livia 5B is
Whatever.
coming.
Whatever.
And one of the first instances, not this is not even going to be the only instance, but one of the first instances we go get, what? Who you texted?
Who you
Who
texting?
you
And
texted?
people are upset with the fact that Liv is texting and smiling with someone. Her happiness really does not matter how it impacts Spencer. Because Spencer right now is in a whole relationship with someone. I don't care what y'all call her. He is in a physical relationship with her. He's in some type of emotional relationship with her. He's in a relationship with someone. So the fact that Liv is texting someone and smiling gets you so upset and talk about it's weird. Please, I'm gonna need y'all to understand. Olivia Baker has always had a boyfriend or a boy chasing her. So stop playing. Stop acting just because she's now Spencer X
You
as
said,
that's
stop
not gonna
acting
happen.
brand new.
Stop acting brand new. Since we met her, she has had somebody, Chris, Asher, she's always had someone chasing her or someone
Hmm.
wanting to get to know her. So stop trying to act like, oh my gosh, she's supposed to sit and wait till Spencer looks her way before she can go on and live her life. Don't do that. Don't do that. Nope. 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 Nope.
So, any thoughts you got on the any additional thoughts you got on this before we wrap it
I'm
up?
just very much interested in seeing Spencer's reaction, non-reaction, or pretend reaction to Liv walking in with Noah.
Hmm.
And
And the
I just
laughs, and the little giddy
and
laughs.
the laughs and the giggles, because you know my sis likes to have fun, and she can befriend people. And some people are like, "Well, Noah stole her article." Actually, Noah was one of the
People hate
people.
that it's Noah. I don't mind that it's Noah.
I don't
Personally,
mind that
I
it's
feel like
Noah.
Noah had a little bit of a glow up, at least from the little thing that I saw in the trailer. That's just my opinion. Not
Yes,
everybody shares this,
that
but
and the fact that they are work friends because he's part of that work group that was brought to her house when Spencer was upset because he didn't know that she changed like music and oat milk and all that other stuff. He was part of that. And the fact of the matter is, he necessarily didn't steal her article. She pitched all the articles that everybody was able to write, and she was able to write her own. So
hmm
if you actually like follow the concept of the whole like the group, the writing group, and how that works about, all to say is this: if Noah puts a smile on her face and she hanging out with Noah, be you, sis. I'ma support you and let
and
you
who
live your life.
again understands her commitment to her craft and
Right,
is like so that a lot of people end up, and again this is not going to be a permanent thing, but a lot of
right,
people end up uh, you being in relationships with people or talking to people or finding common ground with people who are in similar fears that they are because there's a certain part of them that just gets it right, and she
right,
won't have to explain. So many people have challenged live, and by so many people I mean the op and Spencer to a certain degree, Billy to a certain degree,
Jordan
Jordan
to
to
a
a certain
certain
degree,
degree.
about this need that she has to like uncover the truth, and why does it have to be this thing, and like da 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 da, and like this is impacting the people that are around you. And so I think that's going to be something that she doesn't have to explain about herself, or the urge or the passion to do these things, right? That's not going to be the case with Noah because he's just going to get it.
And he read the article. He's probably written and read it, Spencer James. I'm saying it. You on my list, so I'm saying it. Spencer James. He read past the title and the byline.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say on that one is shout out Kaya. You know,
Yes, that's why I
shout
said
out
it.
Kaya.
Shout out to Kaya. Kaya, Noah done read past the byline, past the title, read all the way to the end. Can get the footnotes on it, like he didn't read the art.
Unmasked Olivia Bay.
He also and for those who are like, well, that means that Spencer was right. That she was spending more time and getting to know those people. That's because she was building herself. She's building herself. And
And
it's
I also
time.
think, she had like a normal relationship with coworkers. I don't think it was any more or less. It's like something as a person whose career is I often talk about my diversity, equity, inclusion background, but I have studied extensively what it means to be a person at work and all that that entails. And we as human beings desire connection. And so when we get into a new work environment, we automatically want to figure out how we can be ourselves in this place that we work, and how we can be our best selves and be our productive selves and be our energetic selves at our places of work. And I think that's what Liv was doing, right? When she's trying to make
Right.
these relationships with her colleagues. I think anybody tries to at least have some sort of collegial aspect with your colleagues. I don't think it went any deeper than that. And I think we saw, right? She was spending most of her time a solo doing this story. And now that this big story is sort of off of her plate, she now is just like, oh,
I can
we
breathe
we
again. I
might
don't
have
have to
some
just look
stuff
at my
in
dad
common.
and tape.
Yeah.
So I'm getting to know
I can breathe
people.
again. Yeah, so I'm not as stressed, and so I can get to know people. And I like we're saying all this stuff, and Liv is able to make connections easily. So it's
Very
not like
easily.
she's like in love with this guy and blah blah blah. She's just having fun and getting to know people.
She made friends with Davita after how they started off. So like Liv can make friends. She very easily.
Very true.
Very true.
And that concludes our "We Love Liv" segment of this
Yes.
podcast.
Is there anything
But
from
we
the
do.
promo video we want to also talk about besides like that woman trying to
Oh,
get Spencer some
Billy, we
advice?
did not. I mean, who? But Billy's looming decision. Spencer, I do want to bring up this because I just thought about this. Someone said on Twitter, Spencer sometimes, and I don't want this to turn into a bashing Spencer session. I don't think it is a bashing Spencer session, at least
No,
not
if
for
it's
me.
speaking the truth to the
Not for
scared
me. Not for me. I have not come for Spencer like that in this podcast, really.
Oh, I have, but that's okay.
But you have definitely. But you know, he tells Billy, right, these people, these kids look up to you as a father figure. And something that Spencer has to understand is that not everybody shares his zest or his passion for his community.
His
And
community are
that's
wearing his
okay.
cape.
His and wearing his cape and having to feel like you have to be the savior of a group of people. And it's really interesting, I think, the dichotomy of how we treat Spencer's Superman complex, and how folks, and I'm talking about audiences now, and how folks treated Liv's article, right? We have
Mm-hmm.
so much understanding for Spencer and the things that Spencer wants to accomplish. And again, a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's the protagonist. Um, but it's like in instances like this, just like people were telling Liv, why does it have to be this article or like XYZ, right? Spencer, not everybody wants to save Crenshaw. Like,
Right. Billy had
and
already
maybe
left Crenshaw once.
literally Billy wanted to get as far away from Crenshaw as possible. I just rewatched season 1, so I know how much he did like Crenshaw. and how much he was just like, yeah, that was not me. He literally, what did Billy say? I literally did not want the burden of having to carry an entire community
Right.
on my back.
He was out there.
So,
He was so out of there.
just, Billy loves Spencer. Billy has come to love Spencer and has come to care for Spencer, which is why he has done uh a lot of the things that he's done in the past couple of seasons in terms of like for Crenshaw, etc. I think it was an extension of his love for Spencer.
Yeah, because never
But
his love for his own children because he has none. But go
correct,
ahead.
correct. And then it was out of a sense of his own purpose in quotation marks, even though I never wanted him to be the principal anyway. And this is coming in that we're coming back around. I was just like, when he tries to leave for a better, don't come at me because I say he shouldn't be principal, right? I was right along with Grace. I was right along with Grace. In this one instance, I was along with Grace. And so, yeah, I just think it's interesting that Spencer is telling him this, and I hope this is an opportunity not for Billy to be like, you know what, you're right, but to be like, you know what, not everybody wants to do that. And regardless of whether he takes the job or not, um just to use this as an example that not everybody has the same passion for the community and for Crenshaw as you do.
I,
I don't think it'll be that blunt or whatever, but
right.
I feel
He's
like
gonna
this could be a
take.
great teaching moment.
He's gonna take the job because Morris Chestnut, the athletic director, talks about how Garrett's trying to take um, the football team down. Because they even ask, what is his name? Jordan and Spencer's asked talking to, what is his name? The gentleman on the team who helped live with the story, Isaiah.
Isaiah.
They even approached Isaiah for, I believe, just do some truth telling because Isaiah's like, you trying to have me in my career and things of that nature to prove that Liv's story is right and this is what's true and this is what's going on. And I had no role in it. Garrett had a lot to do with it. And so, with that, I think because of the toxicity of what Garrett had created, Billy's going to be like, I'm coming to save you all. I'm coming to be your coach, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which then
So
is
we're
going
gonna
to probably
see.
get Jay Jordan to be like, I'm not going anywhere. I want to go ahead and be coached by my father, even though he loves Spencer more. You know, that
Right.
type of stuff.
Right. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. I think it looks like Jordan is still within the Golden Angeles
Yes. Because
bubble, so it looks like he might change his mind because
yeah,
of one thing or another, be that his dad coaching, be that
yeah.
potentially coaching, right? Because I still think I don't know if he's gonna
Yeah,
take it for sure.
because he's still there to the point, and I owe people this. He's still there to the point because Denise is in the athletic area
Yes,
sipping on something.
exactly. And I want to figure out if that is 4508 or if that's 4509. And I
I
want to
think it's
see
for
if
509, and I figured
you
out
think
why
it's for
she's
509.
there
Why?
because her daughter, the soccer player, is probably looking at GAU as a potential because Davita is on the soccer team, which is good.
Oh, okay.
And
See, I
so
wasn't sure if it was 508 because Billy's birthday party, and that would
I
make
think it's
sense for him to be at
509.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, it's
I
because
don't
of her
have a
daughter.
strong feeling
But
either
we
way.
may not see her daughter, but we should probably reference her. But that's the reason why she's in that athletic area.
Mhm.
So there's no other reason for her to
Cool.
be there.
Yeah. Well, those are our thoughts. Those are our predictions. Any last words?
No, I just appreciate this. I hope I like satisfy some of the thoughts I had for people who are waiting.
Yeah, I hope everybody was sad because people were like, "Are y'all gonna do another one?" And look, we gave y'all 40 minutes. 40 minutes of just us ranting.
That's ranty. This is so relaxed. This is so relaxed. And
Yeah,
that's so ranty.
it's very relaxed, very relaxed. So I hope y'all dig it before 5B premieres. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for the next episode.